Hi, Tracy here with BibleJournalingMinistries.com, and today I'm going to share with you my latest journal release. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be really, really helpful. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, so I just released this journal on Amazon, and normally when I release new journals or coloring books or things like that, I usually price them at a standard $9.99. But, times are tough. And things have just continued to get more and more expensive. So I decided to price this one at only $7.99. So obviously we're not making a lot of money here. So I just hope it's a really, really good resource for you and that you enjoy it over this next year. And so it's called Sermon Notes. And you guys, maybe if you are a Momentum member, you recognize this background. So this background is one of our papers that we have used in one of our classes in Momentum. And I went ahead and used that as the cover of our Sermon Notes journal. So this one is called Living in His Light, a woman's journal of sermon notes. And so it's a 52-week journal for you to take to church, or if you do online studies, you can use it when you're watching sermons online as well. And so let me just kind of go through it again. It's 52 weeks. So just a year's worth of sermon notes. And then, maybe next year, if you guys like this, I can do a different cover, and then maybe we can, do more covers. Or if you guys have feedback, let me know. I would love to update this and make this the best sermon note journal you've ever seen. So in the front, we have sermon notes with our cute little cross, and it just says this journal belongs to, so you can write your name in there. And we always give away our free Bible journaling course, so you can get started there. If you haven't taken the free Bible journaling course, I encourage you to do that. And then it's really a simple, basic 52-week, journal that has sermon notes at the top, and then which church you are attending. Some of us attend church online, so we're watching many different sermons. Some of us attend one church, and so that name will stay constant always. So you write down the church there, you write down the date, and then the sermon topic. So whatever topic it is that they're talking about, this, probably right now we're talking about Advent, Jesus' birth, and Christmas. You would just write that here at the top. And then you would write this scripture reference. If there is a main scripture reference, you could write it up here. Otherwise, you could leave that blank. And then who's the speaker or pastor. So that's just basic to kind of help you kind of stay organized. As in, really, if you're looking through your sermon notes, like as you go throughout the year, if you do this section up here, it's going to be easy to kind of reference. Like if you're maybe, over here and you're like, oh, I want to, look at a topic that my pastor talked about 3 weeks ago, you can obviously flip, but then you can see clearly what the topic was if you write it, largely up here at the front. So hopefully that is an easy way to reference. And then you have your key points reference, because I know when my pastor talks, we always have key points. So things like this, your key points and your verses referenced. He might say, number 1, this is what it is. And so a lot of times you'll fill that out in an outline at your church if they have it, but you could also put it here. Point number 1, Jesus is Lord. Point number 2, whatever. Point number 3, whatever. And they're usually talking about a verse related to that. So you can just write the verse next to it. So point number 1, Jesus is Lord. Here's the verse reference. Point number 2, whatever. Here's the verse reference. And that's just going to give you some really easy, quick verses and key points that you can just immediately look back later on and then reference that. Then we have on the side here, personal reflection. So as your pastor's talking, or whoever it is that you're watching is speaking, you might have some personal reflections, some things that you think you might want to improve on, or you might need to pray about or consider, right? So these are some reflection areas for you to start writing. And then you might have an application. So, the pastor has said something, and now you're like, oh yeah, I need to do that. I need to spend 5 minutes in my Bible every day. So I'm just going to write application, spend 5 minutes in my Bible every day, right? Or application, I need to go volunteer, right? So write down the application here so that and then later, when you reference the topic later, you can say, am I making progress towards this area of application? Sometimes area of application isn't a to-do. Sometimes area of application, could be I need to reflect on it more, right? It could be I need to pray about this more, which I guess is kind of a to-do. But if you don't want to have a to-do, you don't have to have one there. You just continue your personal reflection into the next box here. Then in the section here is prayer, because usually when I'm in church, I'm thinking about all the things, right? And I'm thinking about, oh, somebody's going into the hospital, or I need to do, somebody is struggling, or maybe I'm struggling, right? Which happens a lot. Then you can write a prayer here. And then of course, there's some additional notes for you to take as well. Things that maybe you need to remember that, the women's Christmas lunch is coming up and you want to volunteer for something, or the women's Christmas lunch is coming up and you want to make sure you get your tickets, or whatever it is here, make those additional notes. And so that's really what this is. Of course, in the key points and prayer sections here that you don't see on camera probably it's a dot grid. So it's just like little dot grids that kind of help you to kind of, keep your writing straight if you want to. I just didn't want to write a bunch of lines all over the place. I wanted to do some dots so that would be a little bit, cleaner, I think, in terms of a journal. Now, on the back page, again, is a dot grid. It's very, very faint because I didn't want the dots to come through on this side. So you can use this dot grid for additional notes. You can do the dot grids for any kind of Bible journaling you're doing, any drawing, anything that you think maybe you need to put a map out here, maybe doing some key verse mapping along the way. So if you're, taking your sermon notes on this page, and then maybe your pastor is showing you how to verse map this, you can write your little verse mapping here. You can, whatever you need to use this for is what it's for. And so it's just a bunch of dots basically across the page that if you're writing will help you to keep your writing straight, but also maybe you're making boxes and it just makes them a little bit easier to make in the case of verse mapping or whatever it is that you're doing. So that's how this journal is laid out. Now, you get 52 weeks. So you get one for every Sunday, basically, of the year. They're all numbered in terms of the pages, and it's pretty simple and easy to use. So by the end of the year, you will have 52 weeks of sermon notes here. So you'll be able to close the book, put it on your shelf, and you'll have all of a year's sermon notes in one journal. Now, I do also want to let you know that there are some blank pages in the back. So if you wanted to, at the end, you could, as you're going along the year, you could write down like page number, this is the topic, page number, this is the topic, right? Because each of these pages has a page number. So if you wanted to, you could do, page 3, the sermon, topic was Jesus is Lord. Page whatever, the sermon topic is this, so that you can have a quick and easy reference at the end of the year to go back and review any kind of sermon notes that you have. So again, simple, easy journal would make a wonderful gift. I mean, imagine, because it's only $7.99, you could go to the Dollar Tree and get a really nice set of pens and pair it as a gift for all the ladies at your Christmas brunch or wherever it is you're doing. So hopefully this is something that you love. It would also make a great stocking stuffer, as well as all of our other journals and coloring books that we have. I hope you guys, I will link those below, and I will link this below. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope that it's helpful to you. And if you have a request for, something that needs to be improved on, or some kind of journal that you're looking for that we haven't created, let me know in the comments. I will do my best to try to, help out as much as I can and get you guys tools that you can use that will help you grow in the Word creatively, which is what we're all about here at Bible Journaling Ministries. I hope you have a very blessed day, and I hope that this was helpful and you have a very wonderful day. Goodbye.